Hello world, Shelly here, and it's time for another episode of Foundation Fest. And today we are going to check out from JOAH the Perfect Complexion BB Cream. Retails for $8.99 for 1 fluid ounce or 30 mils of product. Comes in 6 different shades. I was browsing the CVS website as one does, and I hadn't seen this before. So they describe this as a BB cream that is flawless, blurred skin for all. Formulated with niacinamide to deliver a healthy looking glow, blurs imperfections, even skin tone, refines the appearance of pores, provides a matte finish, boosts skin's hydration, protects skin from pollutions, and reduces free radicals for all skin types. It looks like your typical silicone, dimethicone based type of a BB cream. There is the babasu oil. They have the full name, and I don't even know if I can pronounce this. Orbiginia oleifera seed oil, more commonly known as the babasu oil, which I'm probably saying that wrong too, but that's the antioxidant in here, and it's pretty high up on the ingredient list, which would indicate to me that maybe it is good as an antioxidant in terms of combating some of the pollution, environmental, free radicals, that kind of thing. Glycerin's in here. It generally looks to me like a pretty much hydrating type of a formula, even though they do describe it as a matte finish. I've got the second shade vanilla. Might be a little too deep for me right now at least, but the lightest shade looked like it had more of a yellow undertone. Let's take a look at this one swatched against a few others in my collection. Swatch time. First up is today's foundation from JOAH, the Perfect Complexion BB Cream in shade Vanilla. Second, I've got from Estee Lauder, the Double Wear Stay in Place in 1C1 Cool Bone. Third up is MAC Studio Sculpt in NW15. Fourth is the CoverGirl Matte Made in shade L40. And last, I've got from Misha, the Perfect Cover BB Cream in shade 21. I've already cleansed, moisturized, and sunscreened this 46-year-old face. I have not primed, mainly because I usually don't with BB creams. We do have a little protective seal on there, which is good to see. We will go in on one side with a dampened sponge. The other side, I'm going to use my fingertips. Looks like a pretty thick formula. This is pretty light coverage with one pass with the sponge. I am impressed at just how smooth this looks, but it is still looking very skin-like. It looks quite natural, but it is doing a nice job at blurring pores and blurring the texture. This is the more textured side of my face. I like how this is applying so far. Let's try the brush side. You definitely get more full of coverage using fingertips, which is making it obvious that this is more like my self-tanner level of summer shade, but again, this is really looking smooth on the skin. It is not clinging anywhere. It's not clinging to dry patches. It is smoothing out texture. It is smoothing out my pores. It really is kind of blurring everything. It's not super high coverage. I would say we're at like a highlight on the fingertip side. I'm going to take what's left on the palette and just even out the coverage on the other side just a little bit. I'm going to get just a smidge more to even out the coverage over here. But I am liking how this looks. This looks quite nice. I wish the lightest shade wasn't as much of a yellow undertone as it appears. I'll have to see if I can physically go into my CVS and see it in person. I ordered this online and see if the lighter shade is maybe not so yellow. Let's zoom in and take a look at this one. This is some pretty stuff. If it hangs out and stays this way, I'm quite happy with how this looks. The area around my mouth, I do have some dry skin and it's really not clinging. I mean, I can barely tell that I even have any dry skin there. My pores that typically show up right along my smile lines there are pretty nicely blurred. I can still see redness coming through on my chin, but it's not settling into any lines at this point. Texture is nicely blurred. My nose even looks smooth. It's not clinging to any of the texture in between my eyebrows. Even my forehead looks nice. I don't see any emphasis of my micro lines on my forehead, so it's holding up to its claim of blurring everything for everyone, at least so far. Let's check the time. It is 3:06 p.m. I'm gonna go put the rest of my face on. I'll be right back. Back with the JOAH BB cream. I did not have to set this with powder, which I'm always a fan of. And even though it's a BB cream with pretty light coverage, I went full face and I think it held on pretty well. Like, I think it can hold up to a full face if you are in the mood to go for a full face. So let me tell you what I got going on. You're not going to be surprised. The new Wayne Goss bronzer and contour palette in the lightest shade, and the Wayne Goss Blush Peony blush is what I am wearing, and the highlight from that blush palette as well. My eyes, I'm actually also today filming the comparison of the Alter Ego Luster Charm palette versus the Pat McGrath Divine Rose palette, and I don't know which order this is going to go up, if you're going to see that before this or this before that, but those are the palettes that are on my eyes right now. Shout out to the number 7 Full 360 Ultra Mascara. I think we are in new favorite mascara territory. This is like 1.5 coats. I didn't even do a full 2 coats of this. It is nice and dramatic. Third time I'm wearing it. The first 2 times I had no flaking issues. Totally stoked about this mascara. And I'm wearing the Maybelline Lifter Gloss, surprise, surprise, in the shade Brass. It's a CVS exclusive shade, I believe. So that is what's going on this mug. I will give you guys a daylight check-in in a little bit, and then I will come back tonight and give you guys my final thoughts. Hey guys, it has been almost 3 hours and I got a look at this in bathroom lighting, and I will say that it looks phenomenally smooth in bathroom lighting. I think it looks pretty smooth out here too. Definitely summer shade, but maybe even self-tanning shade like we're talking. I think it looks quite nice. I don't really see any wear happening yet. My chin never did have super great coverage going on, so I see some redness coming through there, but this one looks really smooth. That's the word that keeps coming to my mind. So that's where we're at. Almost 3 hours in. I will come back tonight and we will wrap this one up. 11:16 p.m. Let's take a look at how the JOAH Perfect Complexion BB Cream held up. You guys, it's been 8 hours-ish, and I would say, guess what mirror is back. We're just gonna have a love-hate relationship, me and the simple human. I would say this looks pretty doggone close to the way it looked when I first applied it. So it's a little more dewy than it started out, I would say, in terms of the reflect, like on my forehead, but everywhere else, it looks about the same. Let's zoom in and get a close-up on this one. So around my mouth, I would say I have lost a little bit of coverage, and I'm just barely now able to see kind of where I had a little bit of dry skin going on, but you can't even see it unless you look in the 10x up close. Blush bronzer highlight is still very much intact. It looks fresh as can be. My nose even looks good. Nothing is clinging to any dry skin. Nothing's clinging to texture. Nothing's settling into lines. Nothing's doing anything that I don't want it to do. And I do still think that pores and texture are looking quite blurred. Yeah! This one looks really nice. I'm really kind of surprised. They claim it's silky smooth medium coverage. It's the lighter end of medium coverage, I would say. But, you know, the only downside I see right now is that it only comes in 6 shades. So it may be difficult to find a match. This one is a little too dark for me. Maybe if I mixed it with the lighter shade, it would work out. But the lighter shade looks like it's a little too yellow for me. Other than the fact that there's only 6 shades, if I had to give a grade to the JOAH Perfect Complexion BB Cream, I have to give it an A because I have no other complaints aside from the shade range. They're cruelty-free. I like it. I like this a whole lot. You know I like to be smooth. And this face is like the only shot I have it being smooth because I am awkward and clumsy. But I can have a smooth face with the help of this stuff right here. I gotta go A. I like it. I think it is beautiful, and I think it is held up fantastically well, especially considering I did not have to set this with powders. So bravo, JOAH. I am on the JOAH BB cream bandwagon, so it seems. There ya have it. Another episode of Foundation Fest is in the books. If you like foundation reviews, if you had fun with this one, give me a thumbs up down below. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I post new videos every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And as always, thanks a lot for taking some time out of your day to geek out over makeup with me. I appreciate your time, and I hope you guys all have an awesome day or night wherever you are in the world. Take care of each other. Bye-bye.